Okay, adjusting volume, so turn that down a bit. Okay, I was planning on doing this video Friday, but then the movie meeting got switched up, and I wanted to go through that to get more notes. And then I didn't do it yesterday because the Packers were on, and I didn't really feel like doing a review. So here's my review of Ratatouille about 2 days 2 days later than I had originally planned. So the one thing I will say about the movie is that I'm pretty sure we all know the plot by now. It's about a rat named Remy who wants to become a chef. Meanwhile, there's a some awkward doofus kid that's trying to get his foot in the door, and they form a partnership to become chefs. And the rat puppeteers Linguini to uh, be a chef without anyone knowing it's really Remy doing these dishes. And that's basically the simple premise of the movie. I'm assuming the movie's 14 years old at this point, so I'm assuming anyone watching this has probably either seen the movie or knows the plot at least. So before I really get into the contents of this film, um, I actually like the movie. I can't really find anything wrong with it. I'm not an asshole like most critics are apparently in movies. Ego. Anyway, um, I remember when this movie first came out. Much like a lot of Pixar stuff, they tease their next movie during the trailers of the theatrical release of their current film. So I remember seeing the teaser for it with Remy running around the kitchen with a piece of cheese, and then they throw a bunch of knives at him. So I remember that. Uh, it was the summer of 2007. It was right before my first year playing football, and my mom. We were living in San Diego at the time, and my mom won some tickets off of the some radio contest on KSON, the new country music 95.7. Oh God, I can still hear the jingles in my head back when I actually liked country music. Um, uh, maybe I'll do a vlog of my musical taste over the years or something. Who knows? Um, so as far as the movie is concerned, I really do like the fact that while this is a family film, I do like the fact that it does go for a more artsy, sort of dignified kind of touch, while still being a film essentially about a talking rat trying to live out his dreams. Um, the cinematography and the location, they really captured how beautiful the city of Paris can be, especially at night when all the lights are on. It was definitely a sight to behold. The animation, I think at this point, Pixar had really mastered the idea of 3D animation because everything looks so believable and real. And this is also Brad Bird's second animated feature with Pixar, and I believe he won the Oscar for best animated feature twice. He did it with The Incredibles 3 years prior, which I also remember seeing in theaters, and then he did it again with Ratatouille. So he was on fire at this point, and I do like how it is a very Brad Bird picture in the sense that yes, this is essentially meant for a family film, but it does have some heavier adult themes in the story you don't normally see in a kids film, while also still being very lighthearted and very charming. Like again, you have a story about Linguini losing his mom and trying to get a job. You do have a twist about who really owns the restaurant. There's some legal issues. There's a lot of really good. I mean, one scene Remy. I mean, there's Remy. There's one scene when Linguini gets drunk because the owner of the restaurant, well, the head chef of the restaurant is convinced that something's afoot, and he's trying to get Remy drunk so he'll spill the beans about Remy. Like Skinner is. I mean, technically, there's two antagonists of this film. There's the main chef. There's the main critic Anton Ego, who is so evil his office is shaped like a coffin, as one of my friends pointed out. And then you have Skinner, who's really riding off the coattails of Gusteau. And Gusteau is the one who created this famous restaurant and is Remy's hero. But now Skinner seems really more concerned about just uh, exploiting Gusteau's name for money. And there's a scene where you see Skinner in his office, and there's all this random different Gusteau stuff selling all these cheap crappy heated fast food shit. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff like that. And also, I do like, while this movie does have some serious moments, it still remembers it's a comedy. I still think it's funny when Linguini is trying to give a pep talk to everyone about ego, and he freaks out and runs into the office after realizing, yeah, the twist. That again, I'm not really sure if I should give away this twist, but then again, the movie's like 14 years old. Ah, fuck it. I'll just put spoilers in the bottom. But yeah, it is pretty funny when you realize that this schlub is actually the real owner of uh, the restaurant, because there's a plot line where Remy reads the will and it realizes that, oh shit, Linguini is actually Gusteau's son from some sort of fling he had. And I do like the message of anyone can cook, because it is kind of the idea that you could be whatever you want to be. You shouldn't let your personality or who you are limit your capabilities, and I think that's really inspirational. And it is also the outsider story, because everyone, the rat colony Remy is with, his dad and his brother, they think he's some weirdo who has his head in the clouds, when really Remy is just kind of seeing things differently, having a more interesting perspective, and having a special talent. And I personally can really relate to that, because I'm really into music, as I'm pretty sure you guys have guessed by now. And I always love talking about it, getting really charismatic and very enthusiastic, but I live with two parents who think I'm wasting my time with this shit, so I totally get Remy's view. Um, Although I think Remy is a much more skilled chef than I'm a skilled musician. But anyway, um, I do think that, um, oh god, what was my train of thought? I do like how they present Ego as this very evil critic, but then when he gets served the ratatouille, I like how the meal returns him to a child's innocence when he fell off his bike and his mom made him this special dish and it made him all better. But that's a really sweet moment, and I do think it's funny that Anton has a change of heart, gives a positive review, tells the truth, and then he loses his job. So I'm like, so the one time you're positive, your career gets killed. That's kind of funny. But I mean, all in all, this is at a point where pretty much everything Pixar was turning out was gold, essentially. I don't know. A lot of people seem to think Cars is just kind of mediocre. I personally haven't seen that film in probably a little over a decade at this point. You know, I haven't seen it in a while. I might review that at some point during the summer for the 15th anniversary or something. I don't know. But as far as Ratatouille goes, it's a very well made film. It has a lot of art and dignity to it. I love the music. The music for this is great. I mean, it is kind of more. It fits more of a location. I loved how frantic and sped up the music gets when Remy's trying to save the soup that Linguini almost destroys at the beginning of the movie. That was really well done. And yeah, it has a really beautiful atmosphere. It feels like you're in this really beautiful artistic kind of place. I know I'm just rambling, but it's kind of hard for me to think of anything else to say that isn't a retread of what I just said a few minutes ago. So, yeah, this is definitely one of those films where if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. If you have seen it, then just try and cut some time to watch it again. It's a brilliant piece of work. Anyway, that's all I gotta say, and I will post my guitar cover on Wednesday, so take care.